Good morning, everyone. It's always hard to come back on Monday morning, right? You have taken a break of 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, enjoyed nicely with family, and Monday morning, oh, what is this? Same routine, same work, same life. Yes? Do you all feel that? Do you all feel that?
Sometimes. Yes.
Sometimes, okay. Okay. So by the way, Monday morning 6:30, and I can see a lot of new faces. Why are you here? Anyone?
To know about how to move into data engineer, what is the path and how we can prepare for that. Thank you.
Okay. You want to know about data engineering? Okay.
To know more about data vision also.
To know more about data vision. Okay. Good.
To upgrade ourselves to the cloud, what is the future, upcoming future.
Okay. To upgrade. Very good. Okay. So before even I start, let me tell you one thing. I'm very good at stats, so I can proudly tell you this. I always try to track records, right? What is happening, what has happened in the past. So with that knowledge, I can tell you one thing. 80% of the people who are working employees are not liking their job. They're only working for to pay EMIs and to get salaries. Okay, that's a true fact. You go and ask any IT person, hey, are you really working with interest? And you know what they say? No, I am not working with interest. This job is like frustrating, lot of hectic tension work, and the only one thing which I'm doing it is to get my monthly salary and I want to pay my EMIs. That's what they say, right? Now, this 80% of the people whom I am saying that they are not interested to work are the guys who are working for the rest 20%. Now, there are a lot of skills, a lot of subjects, a lot of upskilling things are there. But end of the day, what you need is your work satisfaction and you need to be in that 20%. What do you mean by the 20%? The 20% is the guys who are actually putting their heart and soul, working with passion, and that's why they're able to run the show very easily, right? So now there is upskilling, there is a high package required, you need to move on to a new job. Let's keep everything aside. But the only one thing which I wanted to tell you is start showing interest on subject, only then you can push forward. Okay, so the reason I'm telling you is it's not like a subject where you just attend, you go back and you clear your interviews, go settle. No, not possible, right? This subject, I'm setting you the expectations on the day one. You have to practice, you have to understand the core topics, and only then you can master. Okay, so with all that, let's get into the subject. I'll share my screen. Is my screen visible? All good?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes, Santosh.
Okay. Now, today we'll try to understand what is this data engineering, why are we interested to learn this, and how is this going to be a future for us. Okay, so that will be our topic today. That will be our topic today as part of today's session. Few of them know me, but all the new faces, new joinees, so very privileged to represent this KSR data vision. and I do have 11 years of experience in IT. I'm currently Microsoft employee, and before Microsoft, I was working in Amazon, and now for the last 6 years, I'm also working with KSR as a trainer, and I've worked almost 80-85 projects in my career, and I'm not a complete trainer. I have a working trainer, like I'm working in organization and then helping all the students and candidates to get their dream jobs. So well experienced with data science, data engineering and data analytics, and work with different domains. So from my end, I can promise you that I'll give you all the real-time examples, real-time use cases, all the scenarios what I'm facing in the company. That is what I'm going to help you. So all my classes will be related classes. What happened on Friday, Thursday in my company, the same use case I'll pick here, and that's how I teach, right? So this is how it goes. Now, to talking about the agenda, everyone keeps saying data engineering, data engineering, data engineering, but what exactly is the data engineering? That we'll try to understand. Followed by, in this 2025, we are in this generation where a lot of smart devices, smartphones, data is getting generated. Now we need to know how to handle this, and followed by, we will also focus on the roadmap. If you want to become a data engineer, what are the things that you need to focus on, so that we will understand, and followed by, we will go with our syllabus and how are we going to cover. Okay, now I assume that most of you are like of my generation, like 90s kids, right? And most of you are like 2K kids. If I ask the stats, maybe 90 kids will be more in this group, right? Now, with this 90s kids, if I ask you, what is the one thing which you guys were doing in the past and not now, right? If I ask you that, I can tell you my example. In my generation, when I was that 15 to 18 years old or maybe 20 years old, during that time, my parents used to send me a shop. Like they'll ask me to buy this one, that one, buy vegetables, buy fruits. They keep saying this, right? Now, just rewind yourself 20 years back. 20 years back, if I asked you to buy something, what you'll do? You'll go to different shops. If they ask you to buy vegetables, you'll have to go to vegetable shop. If they ask you to buy fruits, you have to go for a fruit shop. And if they're asking any dairy products like milk, curd, maybe you have to go to a different shop. Now just rewind yourself 20 years back, this was a case. Every single person, this was a case. But now, we just go for one place, and that is supermarket, right? So supermarket has changed the evolution of what we have been doing in the past, and now it has made this very straightforward for us. You go to supermarket. Do you get vegetables? The answer is yes. Do you get fruits? The answer is yes. Do you get groceries? The answer is yes. Do you get milk products or ice creams? The answer is yes. So the answer is yes, 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 yes. Now, if I ask you, was it really needed? Was supermarket really needed? Can anyone answer this question?
Yes.
You could have still purchased all from different shops, right? Why did you really wanted supermarket?
So if you go with the
To save time.
So save time, okay?
Everything in one place.
Everything in one place. That's a very good statement. Everything in one place.
time management,
Well organized.
Time management, very good.
Well organized.
Well organized, excellent. Okay, so thank you for all these answers. You're exactly on spot. Now, why do we need supermarket? Okay, that's the first question. We know there is a supermarket, but why do we need that? Okay, the beautiful answers like well organized, one-stop shop. You come here, you get whatever you want, right? So all this are the advantages of having supermarket. Now, in order to run the supermarket business, or the purpose of having this is, you need to have all products at one place. See, personally also, I also feel hectic like to go to different shops, right? Every Monday morning my mom says maybe get vegetables, maybe Tuesday morning she asks go and get fruits. So I cannot go to different shops, right? So what I'll do, I'll just walk to my nearest supermarket, take a trolley, dump all the things that I need for that week, take it, buy it, simple, right? So getting all products at once is what is really needed, right? And the other thing is, you will get everything. Even though you're not willing to buy, it will make you to buy, right? You just take a trolley and they'll put offers, discounts, cashbacks, one plus one, like buy one get one. So all of this is making you to buy your needs, correct? And the last point is very important, right? Easy accessibility, decent cost. They'll not cost you much compared to all the others. Maybe they'll also give you some discounts, cashbacks, right? And anytime you go to a supermarket, 99% times the always stock will be there, right? That's what I have observed personally. Whenever I go to supermarket, I always get the stock, right? There is nothing like this product is not there, that product is not there, because they keep on replacing this, right? Now, what we are going to do in our role as a data engineer, what we are going to do is, let me tell you in a very layman term, you guys are also going to build one supermarket. Simple, right? If someone is asking what is your role as a data engineer, you can say that my work is to build a supermarket. But don't use the word supermarket, because supermarket has a different meaning. We will call this as, our work is to build data warehouse. What is data warehouse? Data warehouse is exactly what you see in the supermarket, and what you see products, that products, let's replace it with data. So what is your work now? As a data engineer, you will have to gather different data from different teams and store it in one place. You go and ask supermarket manager, what is he doing? What is he doing? Nothing. Nothing is doing. He opens supermarket at 9 o'clock. 7 o'clock he goes to the vegetable market, gets the vegetables in bulk, dumps in supermarket. 8 o'clock he goes to the fruit market. He buys all the fruits and comes and dumps into the supermarket, right? He go to the dairy shop. He buy the milk, curd in bulk, and he will dump it in the supermarket. That is what he's doing. That is what he's doing. And nowadays it has been automated. They only come and dump. They'll come with one paper, pen, and they'll come with one tab. They'll see what is a stock. They'll come and dump. When you go to a shops in the early morning, you'll see that there'll be one retail person will be coming here, and there'll be one agent will be coming there, and he'll be making note of it. Okay, what item you want? Okay, let me get it in the next 1 hour. So those type of paperwork is still going on, right? So that is what we have to do now. We have to collect the data from different teams. There is a sales team, there is a marketing team, there is a customer team, there is a different teams, and we have to collect all the data and we have to dump it in one place. And what is that one place? Instead of calling supermarket, let me call as data warehousing. So the foremost rule that you need to understand as a data engineer, what I'll be doing, I will have to build one data warehouse. What is data warehouse? It is exactly like what you see on the screen. Instead of supermarket, let's call it as data warehouse. Instead of the products which you see there, let's call it as data. Simple. Okay. Now, how can I relate this to our role? If you see here, the first thing is, in order to have a supermarket, you need to have the shelves and that stand, all of this you need, right, to keep the products. That I can call it as data infrastructure, right? Now, restocking the products, the products are getting sold, and immediately you have to go and replace them. That I will be running through a process called data pipeline, right? And I don't know how many guys have visited supermarket in the recent times. There is a lot of innovation they come up with supermarkets, right? So the moment you take your kids to supermarket, the first thing they will always place near the door is the trolley, right? So that you easily access it. And you have you observed it? Most of the chocolates, biscuits, ice creams, and the eatable snacks items will be kept in the down shelf. The reason? They want children to access it easily, right? And the one which you really need, maybe you went to buy rice, which is very much important, they'll not keep it next near the door. They'll keep it somewhere in the corner of the supermarket, so that they want you to walk through the every single phase of that supermarket, right? So the way they have designed supermarket is to attract, and they want you to access it, right? So if they keep chocolates and biscuits on the top, how will your kids know? So they wantedly want your kids to pick, right? So that is why they always keep near the accessible ground level, right? So that's where the design comes into picture, right? So all this arranging products, we call it as a data modeling. Billing system and payment setup, we call it as a data connectivity, right? And we hope that there is nothing happens. For that we have CCTV cameras and we have security system, right? And for that we also have a data security. And in case if something happens to supermarket, suddenly there is a power cut and there is a billing is in progress, suddenly my billing has to still continue, I don't want to break the transaction, and there is a refrigerators within your supermarket, and for all of this you need power, right? And you need backup. For that we also have a data backup. And finally, the daily cleaning and inventory audits, the same thing, we will have a data optimization and monitoring. So whatever the steps that is required for your supermarket, the same thing I am trying to relate it with our actual technical word. We are all data engineers, so don't think that we will be building supermarket. We'll be building data warehouse system. What is data warehousing system? Data warehousing system is like a place where you dump all the data, raw data, clean data, all this workable data, everything we go and dump it in one place, and from there it is easily accessible to end users. And that is what we are going to build now. For that you have to be a data engineer to do that. Not everyone can go and pull the data, not everyone can go and do all the transformations, not possible. You need to be skillful enough to do that, right? So with this is how the backstage works, right? You just go to supermarket, pick whatever you want, but in the back end lot of things are happening, right? It's not that easy. They have set it up in such a nice manner that everything is automated, everything works without any issues, and that is why this big businesses are getting success, right? Now with this, let's see what are the top 3 skills that you can see in the market in the current trend, right? So undoubtedly data analyst, data scientist, and business analyst are the top 3 data driven technologies in the current market. Hold on, where is data engineering? So we are talking about data engineering, but I don't see in the top 3. Why? Anyone?
So
All
backend
three
we are
combined
support.
is data engineering.
What? All 3?
So
All
first we are
three upon
engineer.
All three
these
needed a
days.
data engineer.
Okay, so
No, no, we are the processing and into one place.
okay,
Afterward, these people are using this data.
okay, so we are
So
seeing,
first,
okay, so we are seeing the top
So data
data,
engineering we need data.
right? So we are seeing the top data driven technologies, which is data analyst, data scientist, and business analyst, who works very closely with data. But you know what, all these three roles doesn't even exist without data engineers. So data engineers are the root. Data engineers are the root. Without the root, nothing you can expect. Okay, so in every project what I worked in my past, we always have data engineers. Without data engineers, don't expect that the company or the project will run smoothly. It is impossible, right? So it doesn't matter if it's a data analyst or a data scientist or a business analyst. For all of these three, we have to be the supplier. And what supplier? Data supplier. Whatever they ask, we have to give them. So data analyst starts doing some reporting. For them, they need data, we have to supply them. Let's say data scientists, they'll start building some machine learning models, deep learning models, and for them we have to be a data supplier, we will have to give. So different teams, different vendors, different clients, they keep asking different type of data, and we have to keep supplying them, and that is the root here. And I have been observing in every project you will always have data engineers, and you guys are also going to be future data engineers, so you need to take that privilege. Yes, I'll be the main person who will be helping all the other teams to get what they want, right? So that is where you need to figure out data engineering is not the top, right? And it is the root for all the top technologies. You need to understand the difference. Now, this data engineering, I'm in IT for 11 years, but I've been seeing this data engineering is getting famous only in the last 6 years, 5 to 6 years. Okay, I would say 2 years before the COVID, 2018. From there only people are talking about data engineers. Before that, people were not even understanding what was data engineers doing. But from 2018, 2019 onwards, people started speaking more about data engineers. We need data engineers. A lot of companies started hiring data engineers. But why all of this, right? Why it did not happen 20 years back? Why it did not happen 15 years back, right? So with that, I would like to give you some examples why it is getting famous or why it is trended in the last 6 years. It's because of the data growth. Okay, so ideally if you speak 20 years back, what we had? Nothing, right? We did not have a smartphones, we did not have WhatsApp, we did not have Instagram. What we were doing? Just we were using 1100 Nokia phones, right? But now the things have changed. Things have changed. I still remember there was a time where I used to go to cyber center to send email, right? I still remember there were days where I used to go to a cyber center, pay hourly basis 20 rupees, and then I used to use the system. But today we have systems, we have laptops, right? We have your smartphones, and you can do everything in your smartphone, right? You can do everything in your smartphone, and all this has grown up, and the data is also being generated, and that is why we need someone who can tackle this data, right? Now, if you see, just before let's say 2015, 2014, 2013, when you're also in your final year educations, graduations, colleges, schools, right? You did not have much access to internet, right? And suddenly came is Geo. So Reliance Jio was launched on September 5th, 2016, and we have, this was a number which was taken a year back, but now it has updated, right? We have 439 million users. Now, the evolution of internet were actually started in the year 2016. From 2016, every common person started using internet. Before that, it was price was more. Okay, if you remember, 1 GB of data, 1 GB of data, we used to get it for somewhere around for 600 or 700. Now everything got changed after Geo came into picture. I'm not here to market about Geo, but I'm telling you the real fact. The internet prices and your call prices, everything started making us affordable after 2016, right? Now, they not only started only your phone calls, they also started providing the internets, broadband, right, routers, a lot of things they provided. Before this also there was Reliance, okay, but it was not called Geo. If you can guys remember, it was Reliance CDMA, and then it became Reliance GSM, and then only it became Reliance Geo, right? Do you understand the flow? Because that's the first phone I used, Reliance phone. So obviously I remember that. So now it's Geo, right? So let's take a telecommunication network. So in the telecommunication network, what is happening? There are a lot of users who are using internet, lot of users who are using mobile phones, and they're using it for calls, right? So all of this, the data is scattered. And if you want to see how much of revenue Geo is generating, what we will have to do, we have to collect all the data from different users. We have to see how much you are utilizing, what is their usage, what is the price, and how much they are paying the subscriptions, bills. All of this I need to track, right? And who's going to do? There will be a big brain behind this scene. That is nothing but data engineers. So data engineers will first gather all the data, get them into one place, and from there they will be using for reporting, right? So that's a telecommunication use case. Now, social media. Today you guys are in this class, it's because somewhere in your social media links you'd have got the link to join this class, right? It could be Telegram, it could be LinkedIn, and of course even in the LinkedIn it's actually live streaming. Whatever I'm speaking, it's live streaming in LinkedIn, right? And people who are got this message in WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp, Facebook, everything we're trying to link it together, right? And today you're in this class because somewhere from the social media you have got the link. Now what was our role? From the KSR, we have collected all the details, people who have requested about us, people who have requested about this course. In the start of the class, when I asked, why are you here? And many of them told me that, yeah, we are here to upgrade. Now, how did you get this information? That is through social media, right? So today, the easy flow of data, right? Easy flow of data. Who is responsible for this? It's none other than data engineers. So data engineers are the big brain who are working in the backend, who is making sure that the things are running smooth, right? Now, healthcare. Yesterday it was a Sunday, so obviously Sunday I slept early. Today morning, just before I wake up for the class, my watch is telling, my smart watch is telling, I have a habit of wearing watch and sleeping, right? My watch is telling how much time I slept, how much deep sleep it was, how much it was disturbed sleep. My watch is telling. What was my oxygen rate? It's my watch is telling. What is my pulse? My watch is telling. And nowadays in the latest models, it is also telling whether you will have stress or not. Stress is also recorded. You would have seen a lot of articles, guys using Apple watches, right? It will predict your health, right? It will predict your heartbeat, everything. It is possible, right? Now this device, you take a watch, it is tracking all of this information, right? And when you go to a hospital or a clinic, that also will be tracked at one place, and all the documents, scans, report, everything we are going to make it at one place, right? In my case, I'll tell you what is happening. If I go to any hospital, if I go to any doctor, I have to tell them everything. Right from day one, I have to tell them everything. And the next time when I go for another checkup, if that doctor is not there, and if there is a new doctor, and you know what, again I have to explain him everything. But if I share him all the details about what happened, right, everything he will be able to track it. And that is what your data engineering is also used in the healthcare. Now if I keep on explaining, okay, it is used in telecommunication networks, it is used in healthcare, and if I keep on saying this, there's only one place where data engineering is not used, right? And the place is does not exist. Does not exist. The reason? Wherever data is there, data engineers will be there. So it could be a telecommunication, it could be a social media, it could be a healthcare. So you take anywhere, we can have the data engineers working in the backend. So let's take banking. So we are all saying banking, banking. What is this banking? Okay, you have money, you go and dump it in your bank and you save it. When you want, you take it, and when you want to buy something, you can do your net banking, all of this. But in the banking, the guys who are in the banking field will know this. Banking is not a small field. You have this many accounts: saving account, current account, salary account, fixed deposit, recurring deposit, right? And you have cards, loans. So this many details are there. Now you guys are thinking, okay, bank is just a bank where customers come, deposit their amount, and whoever is in need, they will take as a loan. That's what you feel. But what is happening in the back end? Lot of products, lot of cards, lot of investment products, right? Loans, home loan, vehicle loan, personal loan, and in the recent times I've also seen there is also a loan called marriage loan, it seems. I don't know, right? Marriage loan. For marriage also you can take a loan. For everything you can take a loan. Now all of this data has to be collected now, and it has to be stored at one place. Who is going to do? It's none other than data engineers. So data engineers are the guys who are actually going to work in the backend. They'll be collecting the data from different teams, organize it well, do the data cleaning, do the data transformations, and make sure the other teams are using your data effectively. That will be your role. Okay. Now with this, why it is getting demand in the recent times? It's all because of this many apps, this many business, right? So nowadays everyone wants to run their own business, and everyone wants to run their own show, and for that they need an app, they need a website, they need a storage system, and they'll start using it, right? And that is where you can see the growth. Everyone is talking now because it's in demand, right? People are wanted to store the data, but we don't have a storage devices. People want to run their own business, but they don't have the infrastructure and environment, and that is why it is getting demand. The supply and demand always comes into picture. Imagine there are 10 cars, and if only 2 people want to buy cars, that's not supply and demand, right? You still have an option. These 2 guys can still go and choose a one among the 10 cars, right? But I'll tell you where demand will come. If there are 10 cars, 20 people are willing to buy. Now that is where they fight each other. That is what is happening in the market now. So we need data engineers, but we are not getting data engineers. We are not getting a talented, effective data engineers. And that's the right opportunity for you to crack this and get into a good field. Okay. Now with all this, as I was telling, why this is getting famous in the last few years, it's because the applications which you're seeing on the screen, it's all launched 15 to 20 years back. 15 to 20 years back. Okay. So today everyone is using Instagram. Everyone, every single person. The moment you wake up, you always wake up with your Instagram screen only, right? And while going to sleep, you watch reels, you upload photos. All of this you're doing. What if I say you that 15 years back there was no Instagram? That's so true. Instagram was launched in the year 2010, right? And you guys are going in Ola and Uber. 15 years back it was not there. And your guys are like doing transactions in GPay and PhonePe. Today every single transaction you're doing with just their phone number, send the amount, UPI pin. What if I say you that 2017 it was not there? What if I say that 2016 it was not there? Right? Now forget about everything. WhatsApp. I still remember I was being given 100 messages per day, but today we have WhatsApp, unlimited messages, right? So all of this is making human work easier, flexible, and that is why the data is keep on generating. So now we are into a problem where the data is generated more, but we don't have a proper system to take care. And in order to have a proper system is what you need to learn this technology. Okay, the data are scattered across different systems, and the data is coming from different applications. How do you tackle this? How do you make sure you provide a complete entire data warehousing to the end users? Now that is what will be your challenge. Okay, now we are talking only about GBs, but in the backend the data is getting bigger and bigger every single day. And who are the culprits? The bigger data is generated because of internet users, smartphones, sensors, right? 24 bar 7 your sensors are running in your hospitals, in your CCTV cameras, right? And smart devices. It's not only your smartphone, you're also wearing smart watches, right? And then IoT, Internet of Things, and finally user friendly. Why user friendly? You need not master your education to go and use your smartphones, right? You need not go to school or colleges to learn how to use smartphones, and in fact your kids use better than you. It is user friendly, right? Anyone can go and operate, and this is all the reasons why data is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And let me tell you, something which is growing bigger is actually a problem. Something which is growing bigger, it's actually a problem, right? If it's small, as simple as that, if you have a very worry, right, you're worried, and if that worry is very small, you don't care. But if the worry is going bigger and bigger, if the tension is going bigger and bigger, right, that is always going to be a problem. Same like that, when we had a data, we did not have any problem, but now the data is getting bigger. Every single day the data is getting generated in a millions of rows and records, as well as the size of the data warehousing system is getting increased. Now you need to find a solution to tackle this. You need to find a solution to tackle this. Well, to give you another shot, as a data engineer you will have to handle these problems. You need to handle this big data problems. The data is coming in a very huge manner. How do you tackle it? For moving the data from one system to another system, how effectively do you move it, right? So it's like running a supermarket, but instead of products, let's replace with data. So that is where you have to work to make this successful. Okay, now is it important? Definitely yes. Definitely yes, it is important. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Today, or in our class today, right? I don't know how many are there. Let's say 70 people are there. Okay, so in this 70 people, many of them have seen our messages in Instagram. Many of people have seen the messages in WhatsApp. Many of them have seen in Telegram. Okay, now in WhatsApp there are, let's say, 45 people have reached. Instagram another 30. Telegram, let's say only one, and LinkedIn, let's say 20. So we have categorized how many users are coming from which websites. Okay, now there is only one person who has reached out in Telegram, and our team, KSR team, forgot to send the link to him. I talked to that our team was sharing the links, and I asked just one question: hey, why did you ignore him? Only one person, right? Leave it, sir. What is there? We have reached out in LinkedIn, we have reached out in WhatsApp, we have some good numbers: 45 people in WhatsApp, 25 people in Instagram, and 80 people in LinkedIn. Telegram, why sir? Leave, sir, only one person. For only one person, why are you struggling? Just leave it. If that was the case, question to you: can I ignore that one person? Because I'm already getting a lot of other students from all other platforms. Can I
No,
ignore that person? Why?
no.
Why?
Tomorrow we might get more.
That's fine, but today only one, right? I could have ignored it.
But that person could be joined and they want your help to explore and grow.
Trust factor will go off.
Okay,
We
We
cannot
might get
ignore anybody
okay,
we might get some other
because all
input
the
from that
data is
also.
important.
okay. See, We have LinkedIn, we have WhatsApp, we have Instagram, where we got 25, 45, 60 leads. But Telegram, we got only one. If KSR team had thought that, okay, we will ignore that, just one person will ignore that, okay? Just remember, if they have ignored that, KSR is thinking, okay, would have lost only one student. But who knows that one student could be a principal of one college. If that guy joined and if that guy has liked our subject, who knows, he will ask all his 4,000 students to join KSR. Right? Possibility was there? Possibility was there?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So if I could have ignored that one person, I would have lost 4,000 potential candidates. Now that is where you cannot ignore data. Data cannot be ignored. I've been telling this again and again. Wherever I go, I tell this. So data is something which is going to be future fuel for everything. Right? More data, more results, more analysis, more profit. Simple syntax. Right? Now we need to figure out who are the right customers for you, who is the right potential users for you. You need to track it well, you need to analyze well, right? And for that, what is needed is data. See, simple question, can we ignore? Yes. If you ignore, your business will go down. Can we ignore? No, your business is going up. Simple, right? So tomorrow you work for any company, first motive is, please don't ignore any data. This data is not good, this data is corrupted, this data has lot of missing numbers, this data has lot of null values, junk values, special characters. Clean it. Try to get some information from that, right? Try to get information from that. Yesterday, it's a Sunday, right? One of my colleague had come, colleague in the sense colleague's friend, who was 12th standard. Okay, he came to my house. So he came to my house. He was just 19 years old. Okay, so he was just 19 years old. He was about to go for a graduation. So he came to my house. He was about to fill one online application. In the online application, there was a age column. So I told him, you fill your age. He entered 19, 19. Okay, but my keyboard was not great. All the keys has become loose because I keep using it. So he said that 9 button is not working. He told the 9 button is not working. So what did I tell? Yes, that 9 button has been damaged. You press bit hard. That's what I told. You press bit hard, so the number will come. The way he has pressed hard, instead of coming 9, it came as 99. 2 times it came. So what is his age now? His age is not 19, his age is 199. And he submitted the form. He submitted the form. If someone sees the application manager who goes and reviews his application, and if they see this, hey, what is this? The student or this candidate's age is 199. Okay, let me process it. If it does it, then it's a data corruption. Something has happened to data. Now he has to clean. But as an application manager, do you think he will go and clean it? Definitely no. So what they will do, they will go and send it to data engineers. And now data engineers, they will track it. Oh, what is the average age of the applications? 18, 19, 18, 19, 18, 19, 18, 19. And this is the age group of the people who have applied for this particular application. So that is where we will get to know that as a data engineers, oh, it's not 199, it's 19. Now those type of decision making, those type of analysis, those type of data interpretation, those type of corrections, those type of mistakes can happen. And that is why you are here. Right? So all of this is related. Right? I gave an example from yesterday's example. Yesterday what happened? But this can happen in future. Lot of mistakes can be there. Lot of things can happen in the backend, and one has to do all the groundwork in order to clean your data. Right? Now with this, we are talking about data. It's Monday morning, so obviously I need to talk about traffic. and I'm in Bangalore. So guys in Bangalore knows how hectic it is to cross your traffic, right? Now, left side picture. Welcome to Bangalore. Anyone from Bangalore?
Yes, Santosh. Yes, yes.
Could you guess the area?
Simple.
Silk board. Silk board. Okay, that's right. The picture is taken from one of the building in Silk board. So silk board known for, it's not a silk board, it's a got traffic board. Okay, so that type of traffic you can see there. So it's a place where it's a junction where all the four main areas meet, right? And it's a junction, right? It's a junction in the sense you will have to, if you don't plan your traffic well, all the vehicles will get congested. That was what has happened. Okay, now this vehicles, just imagine it's a data, one vehicle, one data, because every vehicle will have a driver, every driver will have his name, right? And every vehicle will have a registration number, every vehicle will have a vehicle ID, vehicle number. So every vehicle, just imagine it's a data, it's one data, and there are lakhs of vehicles on road, and you have lakhs of data points, right? Now if I want to travel from one place to another place, and if you are following the path A, that is visual number A, you'll get frustrated, because sometimes in order to move from one place to another place, you may take even 1 hour or 2 hours. But the road which you see on the right side, right? The road which you see on the right side, it's a well designed and the infrastructure has been built, and very proud to say it's actually been in Japan, and you can see how the Japanese guys have built the roads. Okay, now irrespective of whatever congestion may be, there is a zero traffic in the B image, right? Even the same equal number of vehicles has been passed through this design, you will not find a single traffic here. Now, should I blame the vehicles or should I blame the road? Should I blame the infrastructure? Yes. So the difference between these two images is not about the vehicles. I cannot scold you. Hey, you are only driving only one person. Why are you bringing car? I cannot ask you. I cannot ask you. You may drive only single person. For single person, you can come in a big car. I don't have any problem. Your car, right? Your money. But my responsibility was to provide a proper, neat communication path, which I didn't do. But in the path 2, irrespective of the number of vehicles, the design is crystal clear, so that from one place to another place you can pass through bridges, right? And let's say that you have to pass from here, right? So the way they have designed the path, maybe it will go like this, maybe it will go underpass, and it will come here, right? It will go here. Maybe if you want to go to this place, maybe again from here also you can go. From here also you can go here, and there will be a turn where you can come back here. So every design is designed in such a way that you will not get blocks. Now, who has built this road? The road has built by civil engineers. Now, who is going to provide the data path? Who's going to provide you the infrastructure for data? It's not civil engineers, it's data engineers. Simple, right? As I told you, it's not about the vehicle movement, it's about the data movement. It's not about the roads and infrastructure, it is about the data pipelines, data infrastructure. If tomorrow one person is asking all the KSR data, and KSR team cannot go and search in all the laptops and systems and machines and Excel files, CSV files, we cannot do that. We need to have everything at one place. If someone is coming and asking, hey, here you go, this is the information, this is a data warehouse, go pick what you want. If tomorrow someone is really interested in our company, they want to buy our company, So what they will do, they'll ask, hey, I want to see your revenue, I want to see your company details, how many trainers are there, how many students are there, I want to see the total growth. What will I do? What will I do? I will have to go and share the information such that he will get everything readily available. That type of design, we have to have it. So the smooth transition of the data points without any mistakes, data qualities, missing values, abnormalities, special characters, white spaces, extra spaces that has been added to the data, right? Duplicates and some mistakes, as I told, 19 has been entered as 199. All of this should never happen, right? And that is where I need to keep track of it. Traffic itself we are not able to manage, which is of how much? The maximum you can see around 1 lakh vehicles. 1 lakh vehicles only, if you are not able to manage, you are getting records and data in millions. How to handle this millions of record? You need to have a proper design, right? So with all this, imagine just like your vehicle, what if data also flows like this? Suddenly on a special day, if all the guys come on road, you'll meet a traffic jam. But similarly, what if on one fine day the data is coming from different systems, and suddenly, let's say today itself, right? I know it's a Monday morning, so we expected somewhere around 70 or 80. But what if 1,000 people comes to the class? First of all, our Zoom is not capable of handling 1,000 people. So we have to plan it for that. So we know, right? We know how many people may attend. We have that prediction. And suddenly everyone wants to learn, and if we have 1,000 students, how can we manage it? Now that type of situation, if it happens, is the Zoom capacity is good enough? Is KSR good enough to call 1,000 people? Does KSR have the capacity to go and handle all this? So all this we will have to track. So that is where on one fine day, if data also flows in such a manner, do you have the capacity to handle, and do you have the process, do you have the system process, and how are you going to handle the varieties of data, and how are we going to solve this? So remember this word SP. SP. Okay. S stands for storage. P stands for processing. These are the two big problem that you can always get with big data. Okay. I tell you one more time. SP. S stands for storage. P stands for processing. This S and P are the two main problems that you will always get it if your data is growing bigger and bigger. Now, as a data engineer, you need to solve this. How am I going to handle the big data? How am I going to process the big data? If you can do this, 90% of your problem is solved, right? And in order to handle the storage and processing problems is where you guys are been evolving, and in the next 4 months, you guys also will become data engineers to tackle this situation. Every company is facing two problems: storage and processing. How well you storage and how well you process, and for that you have to optimize it. Just because that you can store it, you don't go and buy pen drives or hard disk or store the data, right? You need to find a effective way, and that effective way will solve all of your problems. Okay, now finally, with all these stories, I'll get into what is a subject. Now, what is data engineering? So data engineering is nothing but ETL. Is nothing but ETL. Now, what is this ETL? E stands for extraction. So just like you are extracting different products to your supermarket, here also as a data engineer, you'll be extracting data from different teams, different sources. You'll be extracting CSV files, flat files, Excel files, JSON files, database files. So lot of places data is getting stored. You're all extracting it. Then what is a T stands for? T stands for transformation. What do you mean by transformation? You're going to organize it well. If there are any mistakes in the data, you will correct it. If there are any duplicates in the data, you will correct it. If there are any missing values in the data, you will correct it. So all the data cleaning steps is done in the transformation layer. And finally, you will load it somewhere. And after loading, you will tell all your clients, hey, you can access this data. It is as per your company standards and norms. So you can tell that. And that is where your load comes into picture. So if you are asking what does a data engineer do, he just does a ETL process. What is the ETL process? Extracting the different data sources, transforming the data and storing it back into a loaded place, that is a target layer. So this is nothing but it is your role, right? So all this a supermarket example I was giving for a layman, but now to talk about a technical word, as a data engineer, you will have to go and build a ETL process. You have to go and do a ETL process. Okay. Morning 6 o'clock, a guy knocks my door for newspaper. 6:30, a guy knocks the door for milk. 8 o'clock, a person comes and asks me what you want, and he will go and get everything for me. All these are process. All these are process. Right? It's not like I call him and then he comes. It's a process. Every day, 6 o'clock, your responsibility is to come and drop the newspaper. That's a process. Right? So like this, if any new data comes in, if any new person comes in, so he has to go and get the right data for us. And that is what is needed. Right? So your work is to build a ETL process, and that ETL process is extraction, transformations and load. So why it is needed? Definitely needed because you have to bring all the data into one place, right? More data, more prediction, simple. And please remember this statement. Please remember this statement. Without data engineers, you have no data scientists and you have no data analyst. When the quality of the data is not up to the par, then it is very hard for the other business to run. So you need to make sure the quality of the data is very clean, neat, and it does not have any mistakes. So who's that? Who's the person who's going to do that? It's going to be you. It's going to be me, who are all data engineers. So data engineers are the guys who are going to help all of this, and it is really needed because, as I told you, just because there is only one lead who has called from Telegram, I cannot ignore him. The reason that one lead could have turned to 400 students or 400 candidates, right? So that one I need to take care. So with all that, in the real world, this is a business report where users will go and say how much of revenue we have generated, how much of business we have made, what is the total sales, what is the total quantities, and in order to do that, the data will come from different systems. Okay, the data will come from different systems, and that is why we have to go and build a process. That building a process, ETL pipelines are the first thing that you'll be doing as a data engineers. Okay. Now, I'll give a small example. Then you will understand why organized data is really important. Okay. I don't know whether you are a person A or person B. Okay. So this is person A and this is person B. Unfortunately, I am a person A. Okay. I don't have much patience, and this is what happens in my cupboard. Okay. The only one thing I literally get screwed up in my house is because of this. Okay. There's only one thing my mom keeps scolding me, because I'm a person A. What I do? Everything I'll dump it in my cupboard. Okay. So maybe let's say I go to office, formal wear. I go to KSR, maybe I would say I have to wear a decent blazer, or maybe if I want to go for any colleges, I have to neatly dressed up, or if I'm at home, I'll just take a nightwear, right? Now I have different type of dress. Now in this, in A, what has happened? Everything has been dumped into one cupboard. if I want to search one simple black shirt, okay, if I want to search one simple black shirt, literally I will have to spend 30 minutes. Searching. For searching it is 30 minutes. But once I pick this, see, if I'm lucky, I may get it in 1 minute also. Okay. If we are lucky, we may get it in 1 minute. But we are not lucky. We are not lucky. If you are lucky, we will not be in this class at 6:30 in the morning. Right? We are not that lucky. We are not that lucky. So, obviously, to get one shirt, the maximum time only we will take, because we are all unlucky, we will take 30 minutes. So 30 minutes to pull one shirt, because you have to search. You have to pull out all the dress and you have to search. It's 30 minutes. Now, for searching it is 30 minutes. For dumping, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Because I'm not going to organize it. Just pick the shirt, dump it everything back to your cupboard. This is person A. Let's say person B. For dumping, maybe I'll not use the word dumping, I'll say organizing. It will take 30 minutes. For organizing, it will take 30 minutes. Okay. So if I take 30 minutes here, just give me a minute. I don't know who has unmuted. Okay, I'm hearing a lot of noise. Please be on mute. I'll give you time to ask the questions. Okay. Now, in order to search, it will take 30 minutes. In order to dump, it will take 5 minutes. Right? And this is person A, this is person B. Now here, in order to dump or organize it, it will take 30 minutes. For searching, whatever you search, you want to search your sandals, shoes, bags, hat, maybe towels or maybe dress, whatever you want to search, it will not take more than 2 minutes. Now this is the importance of how things can get easier when the things are not organized. This is not only for your cupboard, this is for your life also. If you are well planned and if you are well organized your life, this is what exactly will happen. Maybe the initial time taken to set up that, it took 30 minutes. But this 30 minutes was one time effort. I just organized it well. Now this is exactly what we are going to do now. The data warehousing is present in like table A. That is the cupboard. Every data is dumped together. Now your role is to categorize and organize it. Now you may ask me, what is the disadvantage of B? Nothing. Just it is taking your time. That's it. But the end result, if you see, it comes as a good solution, because whatever you want to search, you can always search in within 2 minutes. That is what we have to go and build. So the way we build our ETL pipeline is organized well, and it is easier for other teams. In terms of A, even I get frustrated. Okay, if I want to pick one shirt, everything will fall down. Everything I have to go and I will not have time. Everything I'll go and dump it again. It will not take more than 5 minutes, because dumping is easy, but organizing is difficult. So please be informed going forward. Just like a cloth, you will have data. How well are you going to organize the data? That's a real challenge. That's a real challenge. Okay. So with this is what you're going to do. Okay. On the day one, don't think too much about what you see on the screen. All these are different sources. You get the data from your customers. You get the data in the form of a flat files, and I say flat files, Excel files, CSV files, JSON files. You'll get different data from different teams, and you'll also get data from unstructured database or a structured database. Now all this has to go through a process. You have to clean the data, you have to store it in one place, and you have to build a data warehouse. Data warehouse is like what we were talking about, supermarket. Like this we will have to build, and then again we will have to do reporting. What is reporting? Reporting is where we will go and do analyze how much of revenue we have got generated from different teams. right? So today, after this call, after this meeting, the first question I'm going to ask our KSR team is, can you tell me how many of you have joined from LinkedIn? Can you tell me how many of you joined from Instagram? Can you tell me how many of them joined from WhatsApp? So that analysis, they cannot tell me orally, they have to show me through report. That report is what BI developers will do. So this is a role of data engineers, and this is a role of data analyst. So your data analyst and data engineers will be very close to each other in your organization. Okay, the best friend of a data engineer will be a data analyst. The best enemy of a data analyst will also be a data engineer. Both will be committed to each other to run the show. Okay, so with this, you guys are going to apply for data engineers. What is your work? Data will be scattered across different systems. Get it, organize it, extract it, do the data cleaning, put it into a system, let them do it for reporting. That's your work. Okay. Now, question to you. Already you have many tools to do this. Already you have many tools to do this. If you're thinking, hey, I have to go and do a manual work. No, it's not a manual work. Already you have tools. Informatica is there, right? IBM InfoSpace is there, SAS is there, Oracle is there, SQL Server is there, SAP is there. You have already this many tools which can do a ETL process for you. Again, I'm telling you, as a data engineer, you have to go and do ETL process. So for ETL process, I'm already telling you there is a tool which can do for you. Right? Now tell me, in our course, any guess which tool we are going to learn for ETL? Is it SAP? Is it SQL Server? Is it SAS? Anyone?
I think it's ADF, Azure
None
Data
of
Factory. No, it's a cloud platform. I think none.
No, I'm
we are
asking.
going to use a PowerSpark.
No, I'm asking, these are the tools that is already available to do the ETL. I'm asking in this, which one we may learn?
SQL.
They are on premise.
So we need to learn cloud.
No, actually, these are all on-premises ETL tools. So you're not supposed to going to use all these tools. No, it's all outdated. So now you're move on for cloud platform tools.
Okay. Okay. If you're all thinking, which tool am I going to learn in this course, because these are all already the existing tools, well, let me tell you, these are all going to expire. Already few of them have expired, but few of them are about to expire. So all these are called on-prem. What do you mean by on-prem? On-prem means we have to go and have a specific server for Oracle, specific server for Talent, specific server for SQL Server, and we need to build the engine, we need to have the storage, we need to have the capacity, we need to have the payments done, we need to buy the server, everything we have to do it. This is called on-prem, right? So you can talk to any of your colleagues in any company. Most of your friends are working in the companies, right? Your relatives, your friends, your neighbors, most of them are working in the companies, right? You get them one confirmation from them that they are starting a new project with this tool. Okay, if you get a confirmation from them that they're going to start a new project with this tool, if this happens, you come back to me, I am ready to give you blank check. I'm ready to give you blank check. You can fill how much ever you want, because all these tools have started to degrade. There are some existing projects. There are some existing projects. Even in my company also, there is a lot of projects in Informatica. There are a lot of projects in Talent. It is there. But a new project we are not going to start. We are actually migrating all that old to new technologies. Okay, so to answer a question, we are not going to learn any of this because these are all outdated. But there are still some projects which is actually running there. 15 years back, 20 years back, what they have built, they are still present. But we will be migrating them to a new skills and new technologies. Okay, so this is not the one which we'll be learning. We will be learning something related to our cloud, right? So we will see what is our cloud. Now, if I say on premises means I am actually storing in my server, my dedicated server, just like my laptop. So what is the problem? Today my laptop price is 1.5 lakhs. Tomorrow I want to increase my configurations, I have to pay more. Today it is 1 terabytes. Tomorrow if I want to increase to 2 terabytes, again I have to pay, right? So we need a capital investment. There is a risk. Something happens to my laptop, it's gone, right? So today all the KSR data I have stored in my machine. See here. So this is my machine. Okay, in my machine, my C drive is having 220 GB. My D drive is having 460 GB and my F drive is having 460 GB. So totally the capacity of my laptop is 100 GB, which is nothing but 1 terabyte. So 1 terabyte is a space I can store it in my machine. All the KSR files, documents, payment, everything I can store it in this 1 terabyte. I can store it in my laptop. But what happens after that? Already it is full. If you see, only this much is free. In another 2 days, 3 days, it will start showing red color. Here also it will start showing red color. Then where can I go and store it? Will I buy another laptop? Will I go and expand it? Will I have to go buy a storage? So obviously the challenges will be there, right? So there is lot of issues in the on-prem. It needs some extra support, performance will get hampered, you need to have a storage, you need to have a processing, you cannot keep on maintaining it, you will have to increase the server size. So all of this is on-prem challenges. Now in order to find a solution for this, we will have to go for cloud. Okay, so our next topic is going to be cloud. So today what I've explained you is what is data engineer. I've explained you what is data engineer. In the next class we'll see what is cloud. I've told you what is the role of a data engineer, why this was important, what is all the need of data engineers, but I'm telling you there are already ETL tools. But are we going to use this? Definitely no. We are going to cloud. What is cloud? We will wait and watch tomorrow. Okay, so I'll stop the session for today and you can ask me if you have any questions. We can explain you all the answers, and meanwhile we will give you the roadmap in the next class, like what is needed for becoming data engineer, who can learn data engineer, what will be the expected package, what will be the opportunities, what will be the coding standards, everything we'll explain in the next class. So fees, duration, everything I'll tell you tomorrow. Okay, so today we have seen what is data engineering. Tomorrow we'll see the roadmap and then we will explain you the details of the course details as well. Any other technical questions?
Yeah, hi Santosh.
Yeah.
So I'm working as a power platform, low code, no code. So I doesn't know that much of coding into the this side. So now I'm trying to switch. So is that easy to switch the codings and everything? Is that easy?
See, if you're coming from a no coding background, that is Power Platform, you may find it bit hard, but we will be teaching you everything from scratch. Okay, and you also need to have a practice on daily basis so that you can get into the subject. Okay, but the package which you're getting, definitely you can see the double the package as a data engineer, that I'm assured. But Similarly, the efforts which you put now, you have to put the double the efforts. But in order to learn, we will give you the foundation. Everything we will be teaching from scratch. So you need not worry. But it has to be a mutual practice. That means whatever I do, you should also practice on the same day. If you do that, anyone can master any skill.
Yeah. Thanks.
Hi Santosh, what is the basic qualification for this?
Basic qualification is if you know English, anyone can learn. As simple as that.
Thank you.
No background, nothing required, because everything I'm going to tell you from scratch.
Santosh, I'm Anurag, and I have experience in database administration. So I'm working as a Oracle DBA. So it is good to go with data engineering because all
Definitely
of
yes. Definitely yes. Since you already have a database knowledge, you yourself would have been struggling how much of data is been flowing into your systems. You should already be knowing. So choosing a data engineering will be a right option for you because you already have a fair idea about data.
and I have more than 10 years experience. So it is good to switch because of opportunity perspective.
Yes, yes. Data engineers does not have any restriction with your experience. Even a fresher can learn, and even an experienced 15 years, 20 years experience also can learn.
Okay. But the one more thing, as the previous friend asked the same question, the coding things, right? So as a DBA, we even I don't have much on the coding like Python and those are things. Even I went through some website, so they are saying like we are requiring this Python and other PySpark, whatever they are using, Scala, those kind of that programming things. So I don't have that much on that field. So to
See,
be
if you
honest on that.
see, honestly speaking, this is for everyone. If you had asked me this question 10 years back, I would have told coding is difficult. But today, we have a lot of AI tools. ChatGPT is there, Copilot is there, Gemini is there. What else you need? You go and ask the syntax, you go and ask the logic, it will only give you the code. So please don't tell me coding is difficult. Never. The way we have grown up over the generation, now coding has become such an easy framework. Anyone can go and master coding. And in our course, everything we will teach you like ABCD. If you want to learn English language, first you need to know alphabets. Similarly, in order to learn Python, we will be teaching from scratch. So everything we will be giving to the ground level. So definitely anyone can master it. But only one thing is really required is I have been using Python for 10 years, right? So you cannot become like me, but you can definitely become like me over time by practice. So what I teach, you have to practice, you have to do what I'm saying. If you can do that, anyone can learn coding. It's not at all difficult. You need not come from a coding background. Lot of guys in our batch, they have come from a different field and they have still mastered the coding and they are now happily working as data engineer. So it does not matter what background you come from now onwards what you do, that is what is needed.
Yeah, as you told, now it's that only. But actually, cracking the interview is a big challenge for 10 years of experience in data engineering, right? So previously we were working in different platform, and then after this training, and then whatever we practice and all these things. But yeah, up to 1 year or 2 years level of experience, we can gain our own practice. But for previous experience, we can put it on the data engineer. It's very difficult to crack the interview. But okay, so as you told, the coding is not a big deal to work in the project level. But for
See
challenging
that
case,
see
for
that
cracking the interview.
for clear.
Santosh, sorry, sorry, Arvind. Arvind, is it impossible?
It is not impossible. Everything is possible, but
Yeah,
yeah, but cracking the interview is a big challenge. It's not
yeah.
it's not a easy
So,
task. Hundred
Arvind,
percent.
how you got to know about this session? Might be friend or else YouTube or else just a link like about KSR or something. How you got to know? Is it your friend or else some other source? A reason, Arvind, if it it is a friend, mostly those are also KSR students and they achieved it. Even yesterday I had a conversation with one of student who cracked interview. He got a 25 lakhs package from 15 to 25. I just wondered how technically he was strong. I asked him, he failed almost 50 interviews, 50. So,
Hi Mahesh. To
yeah,
add on, I am also an existing KSR student. To
okay,
upskill, I have joined here. So
okay.
even I was also not knowing coding earlier, but
Mm,
after attending the earlier sessions, I was able to
mm.
crack like more than
Yeah,
15 interviews.
okay,
So you
thank
can
you.
be.
Which batch you are from, Akshay? Like,
I
which year?
am 2 years back. I
Okay,
joined for
okay.
Power BI for data
Uh-huh.
analyst
Okay, got
position.
it. Okay, okay. Yeah. So Arvind, why I'm just asking the questions? Simply, if I am, we are giving the answers like no, it's easy, you can able to crack. Maybe it looks like just to guiding you or something. But I'm just asking you the questions so that you can logically you can think. It's not impossible, right? It's a possible. Maybe we are failing in couple of interviews and we are learning again. And there are a couple of students. I won't suggest this course to freshers, but wantedly couple of people joined and they cracked interview. It's 100%, it's their credibility. I can't take any single on that because I said it's a little difficult for freshers to get a call. I told them like, but they said no, my cousin got or my uncle got the job in the data engineering, they
Uh,
suggested to join here.
oh my, actually for freshers it is easy to crack the
No,
interview.
no, no, no.
Okay, for 10 years of
Freshers, I
experience
won't
on
encourage
different
this one.
platform.
Arvind, let me finish it off. This course is designed purely for experienced professionals who already holding in a decent package around 15 to 20 lakhs. Their ultimate goal to get a more than that. Obviously, when they are achieving more than 20 lakhs in the sense, they will expect a better rate from us. This course is designed for that's a reason. Like maybe if you have more questions, maybe you can't ask here. You can call me. I will explain you, Arvind. This
Okay,
course is
okay.
designed for only for the people who had experience, not for freshers. But some people join freshers also, they are able to crack. But usually data analyst calls will be plus 2 plus years. Less than two, it's a very rare to get a call. Usually, I'm saying it's a not difficult, but people got a job as a fresher also. But mostly 2 plus years people will get a job, get a call, right? And I'm just asking question curiosity. You got to know about your friends or else like any YouTube or else any advertisement, Arvind?
Sorry.
How you got to know about KS?